have a testimonial. Let me see. Let me read you. Who else has a testimonial? Let me check. Lydia or Maria or any of you who have tried it, please type it here in the chat if you have a personal testimonial with, black cumin seed oil or enhance. Let me check what is that you see, and we're going to just really, really dive into every single benefit. By the way, I'm going to disclose, because we're live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, everywhere else. I'm gonna just be very, very, very transparent. This talk, health and beauty talk, brought to you by NH Global, directly from Nashville, Tennessee. We are not doctors. We are merely just providing information as education. Any results that some people might have is their own personal results. Everybody's different. We're not here to diagnose, treat, or cure, or try to tell you what to do with your diseases or anything such. Awesome. So I'm going to read a testimonial from Yelena on Instagram. And she's saying the following: I am using Refine for 4 months and I don't have a migraine. That's great. And I have very good sleep and no more headaches. That is an amazing testimonial. And by the way, Refine is a combination of ginkgo and ginseng, which we're gonna be talking about them in our next call next week. We're gonna be talking about what is coming also from to Nigeria. And if you're Nigerian, wow, it's gonna be incredible. And I'm going to be planning our very first giveaway of the year, and that's gonna be happening next week on um, January 19th. So if you want somebody in Nigeria or in Europe or in the United States or in Mexico to try Refine, we're gonna be giving away some bottles of Refine so people can try it. And I just want to give you full disclosure. I want to recommend that you bring somebody that has never tried Refine. If you've tried it, it's okay. You can still participate. But then if you win it, if you win a product, I suggest that you give it away to somebody that has never tried it. So next week, make sure you make a list right now. This is the moment to go full force to get, those of us who are participating in the model of marketing of NH Global, which we are broadcasting in all channels, which you probably have never heard that there's a business model attached. Well, there is. We're not going to be talking about it, but there are people who get paid with NH Global whenever they get customers. Okay, I'm going to read another one. Combination of another testimonial. A combination of enhanced and refined for my husband's lumbar. I cannot pronounce this disease, but he there's something wrong with his back of 8 years. Also a family member who couldn't walk started walking yesterday, and also for me, relief from feet arthritis. So by the way, these testimonials, and this is in Nigeria, are merely personal testimonials. We are not claiming that our products are curing any disease or curing any people. But if you give your body the best nutrition, guess what, you're gonna do better. Now we have Jasmine on Instagram. We have Cash Out. We have Dalip. We have different people joining us. We have Oyebola, again, Maria and Lydia. At Temitupe, we have Charles. We have Madame Olubenga. We have many people. We have Maria from Hungary. And I'm going to crank up the volume so people can hear you on Instagram. Because they can't see you, but they can hear you. So go ahead, Maria.
Thank you. I started to use Enhance for the first day together with Refine, and I really have very good testimonies helping me on my joints. on my shoulders, and my hair become longer in very short time, and my nails are so strong, and I have better performance. I can move more better, and also helping me for my eyes. I can change my glasses, and I don't need to hide the optics because of these products. I'm very happy that I'm in this company, and we can help a lot of people with this.
Wow, thank you so much, Maria. And I want to ask you one thing. I know that you have been trying the products. You have been a customer. Um, can you tell me how many customers have you helped to feel better? How many personal customers?
I have 120 customers personal, and I have more than 5,000 in my team.
Perfect, perfect. Wow. Wow, that's beautiful. So you can actually, if you're listening to this on Instagram or maybe on YouTube, there is a business model attached. Yes, we're going to be very, very clear, very clear. Our business model is not for everybody. Like people will say after watching some of these videos that, that marketing, direct sales, network marketing is a scam. Is not. Is just proportional. Your results are proportional to the level of activities and the level of commitment you have. So now, with that said, only very few people, when they join and after they join, actually do something or make something. Some people, some of our customers merely recommend our products so they can have a discount on their products. Some of them just take them so they can actually get better. Some of them, when they share their testimonials, other people buy them, so maybe they get them for free. But this is powerful that Maria is sharing these today. We're not talking about business at all, but this is very beautiful. And we will invite you, very soon. We're going to be announcing this week a presentation, a business presentation. We're going to have one very soon, and we're going to ask you to come and be with everybody. Maybe you have never tried any products, any of our products, but you know what, that's completely fine. You can still come and be a part. And I just want to recognize all the beautiful people on Instagram who are here with us. Next week we're going to have a giveaway of products. If you are in the US, if you are in Europe, if you are in Mexico, if you are in Nigeria, we're going to be giving away some of our products next week. Same timing, 1 p.m. Nashville Central Standard Time, 2 p.m. New York time, and I think it's 7 p.m. Nigeria time and 8 p.m. Central European time. So make sure next week you come with your friends. We're gonna be just giving away product. We're gonna be talking about refine. We're gonna be talking about very beautiful things. Now, I'm going to go forward with this topic. As you heard, some of these testimonials, which are incredible. And again, for those of you who are joining, or maybe you're listening to this video on a replay, we're not here to diagnose, treat, or cure nothing. But you know what happens when you take good nutrition? What happens when you take care of yourself, your body, when you work out, when you eat well? Of course, you're gonna do well. Now, with that said, I will be showing some things that might be interesting for you. For some of you, might be even more interesting. How many of you have ever dealt with inflamed joints? Type it in the chat. Have you ever dealt with inflamed joints? I think this is going to be very interesting for those of you who are either older or are athletes, those of you who have lifted weights, or maybe in your job you were required to move things around, books, maybe you were a teacher and you were moving like backpacks, maybe you are into, the gig, apps, and you have to carry and deliver things. This might be very interesting for you. For moms, those of you who are new moms, or maybe you already have children who are older but you were carrying them, your entire life, or you're a grandma. Maybe you're a grandma and you have kids, you have grandkids, and you're carrying them. Well, if that's you, or if you are into sports, this might be very interesting for you. So bear with me for the next 10 minutes. We're not going to be here for long, but it's going to be very interesting. And let me see. I think we do have a small delay on Facebook, because I do see and hear the things a little bit delayed. Yes, there's a delay, but we're still here. Anyways, so what's inside, Enhance? We have one of our products, one of our favorite products. We're gonna be talking about Enhance. Enhance is a combination of approximately seven ingredients. Number one, organic cold pressed black cumin seed oil. Number two, organic cold pressed avocado oil. Number three, organic cold pressed grapeseed oil. Number four, resveratrol. Number five, vitamin D. And number six, vitamin K2. Now, I'm not going to dig into each of the main ingredients and the each of the extracts, because that's not the purpose of the call, because we will be here for probably an hour or two or more. But what I'm going to do today, the title of the call is The Power of Black Cumin Seed and what's inside. But as I am telling you, I'm going to go over the entire things that Enhance has, because it's great, it's amazing. First of all, we're gonna be talking about organic cold pressed oil, avocado oil. I'm sorry. It is rich in saturated fats, which support heart health. So if you're here on Zoom, especially on Zoom, because we have real life, no, not real life, but I can actually see your responses like immediately, or on Instagram. Let me know if you or somebody like your mom, your grandma, your grandpa, if any of you or your family members have ever dealt with, heart health. Just type it here. Me, my grandpa, my grandma, my mom, just type it here. I want to see about it. Well, guess what? Yes, let me see. Who else? All right, so we have people here on YouTube. My dad, Ronki, is saying, just type here if you want to share with us what happened to your dad, or what happened to your family member, or what is happening to you with your heart health. But uh, vitamin E is inside of our organic cold pressed avocado oil. So basically, what this Enhance is a very strong combination of extracts. And guess what? Some of them, well, that's why they're called food supplements, because they're food actually. And organic cold pressed avocado oil is a food, but it has vitamins inside. It has, vitamin E. So literally, this could be even considered a multivitamin. And vitamin E is crucial for the heart. It is great for skin repair, for anti-aging. It protects all of our body with its antioxidant properties. It also improves the absorption of the vitamin D and K. And that, my friends, is the main carrier of vitamin D and K in this product. The reason why we put it in is, yes, we wanted to take advantage of vitamin D, vitamin E, but we know for a fact that whenever you have vitamin D and vitamin K, and if you add avocado oil, it makes it have a higher level of absorption. Now, it supports also hormone balance and cell membrane health. Let me see. So, Ronki, what happened with your dad? Let me know. But as we go forward, we're gonna also talk about the organic cold pressed grape seed oil. It has, you know, a ton of powerful antioxidants, which is high in polyphenols and OPCs. We're not gonna dig deep, but we will. At some point, I'm going to do different short videos and reels about each ingredient in each of our products, so you can actually have it for your own information. It supports circulation and blood vessel strength. It is an anti-inflammatory, which helps joints from swelling. It helps whenever you are either working out or you have an injury, it helps you with inflammation. It is a lightweight oil, which is excellent as a carrier for or other ingredients. It is best for circulation, anti-aging, and inflammation reduction. Now, we have the resveratrol, which is coming from the Japanese knotweed root extract. That is what we use as the natural resveratrol. Now, what's inside? What is the benefits? What are the benefits? One of the richest natural sources of resveratrol. That's what it is. It's a plant. It's a powerful anti-aging cellular protector, and it helps with brain health and mitochondrial function. And it also improves circulation and reduces oxidative stress. Now, my friends, do you know what oxidative stress is? Type it here in the chat. Yes, no, I want to know more. Just type it here in the chat if you know what oxidative stress is. Let me check. Let me see. Alrighty, anybody knows what oxidative stress is? Just be honest. Say, I don't know what it is. Or yes, I know what it is. Let me see who has an idea. And oxidative stress is literally, whenever our body is either, going through an illness or is going through emotional stress, physical stress or emotional stress. So oxidative stress, what it does, just like the word says it reduces the level of response in our cells to be able to be alive, healthier for longer, which means that whenever we oxidate, it's like the metal with the water. What happens when you see a metal that has a lot of water on the environment or that is rubbing against water? Well, it gets rusty. That's the same thing with our cells. So, what is it good for? All of these ingredients: longevity, brain health, and cellular repair. Now, we're going to be talking about vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is essential for our immune response. It supports bone strength and calcium absorption, plays a role in mood regulation and hormone signaling. For those of you ladies and men, because hormones is not only about fertility, but it's about, your performance. It's about you being able to cope with stressful situations, cope with a big load of work, cope with just, kids, everything. It's crucial. It supports they bone strength and calcium absorption. It also plays a great role in mood regulation and hormone signaling, as I was telling you. So, the deficiency, have you ever felt like, very tired? Yes, no, okay, perfect. Have you ever felt very tired, like maybe once a month or once every year? Have you ever felt like, like you're tired? Just say yes, put it yes here in the chat if you've ever felt really tired or fatigued. You know what? You might need to check your levels of vitamin D3, because whenever we're feeling extra tired is because, there's a deficiency on vitamin D3. I'm going to ask you that, if you have never taken Enhance, go and take a blood test, like all of your panels, like all the regular CDC, and vitamin D3. They there are tests that you can request your physician, or your healthcare professional, or you can go to a lab. If you're in Mexico, you can do it on your own. If you are in any other country where you can just walk into a lab, they can actually tell you. You can say, hey, I want you to check this, want you to check that. Here in the US is also available. So if you want to go and check your levels of vitamin D3, and if you have never taken Enhance, I'm going to invite you to do that so you can see what your levels are. And then I'm going to challenge you. If you are up for the challenge, go and take Enhance for a month, and then take your vitamin D3 test. And if you can do like, a whole bunch of tests, but we're not going to be talking about that here. But going forward, that is the vitamin D3 role in Enhance. It is best for immunity, mood, bones, hormones. Now, I'm going to talk about vitamin K2, which is menaquinone, and it's directly linked to the calcium in our bones and our cardiovascular health. It also works in synergy with the vitamin D3. You can have vitamin D3, but if you don't have vitamin K2, is literally you're wasting your money, you're wasting your time just taking vitamin D3, because it will not work properly. You need both of them for your body to actually do its job with bones, with the immunity, with the signaling and the hormones, and so on and so forth. So it helps you maintain strong teeth and skeletal integrity, which is great. And then what is it best for? It is great for protection of your heart, bone density, and calcium balance. Have you ever had a grandpa or a grandma who broke his or her hip or a bone because they were very fragile? Just type here in the chat if you've ever heard of somebody that just had osteoporosis, or they fell and they eventually got really ill because of the fracture. Just type it here in the chat. I have family members that experience this. Yes or no? Let me see. Yes, we have a person that say yes. Okay, well, this can help with that. Now, why is this formula so powerful together? I'm going to tell you why. Because it is fat soluble, and it has vitamin D3 and K2, which are amazing, and they're properly absorbed. And I'm going to put it here in our chat. We're going to also just post it in different channels as well in our WhatsApp. All of these things that I'm telling you about are available for us as general knowledge. Now, Enhance also helps with your anti-inflammatory pathways of your own body, which means that if you get sick or if you have an injury and there's inflammation, well, you're able to help your body respond better. Now, it also supports the brain, heart, immune system, hormones, and skin, and it's a clean and natural and metabolically friendly blend, and it's great. So let's talk about the main thing. Is this interesting? Just say yes or no. It's not interesting. Like, just type it here in the chat if it's interesting here on Zoom. I am having a lot of fun. I love talking about health and wellness. But let's talk about the power of black cumin seed oil. What is the power of this oil, which is the main ingredient of Enhance? Well, is the oil that has been used for thousands of years. And when we're talking about uh, black seed oil, black cumin seed oil, there is a saying, and of course, we are not saying that our products are here to cure everybody, but black seed cures everything except death. That's what the old people used to say in different places, different cultures. But we're gonna be very clear, we're not here to cure. But that's a saying that is very common in the Middle Eastern medicine, which refers that black cumin seed oil is known as Nigella sativa, which is the black gold. Black gold. You can go and do your research, and it's just beautiful to see story after story on different cultures, how the natural medicine has used it for millennia. Now, how it supports our body with immunity. It helps us with good immunity, with hormone regulation, with lowering inflammation, with helping our brain, our gut, and our skin. Who can use it? Anybody can use it. Even babies can use it. But there's always one recommendation, that we ask everybody to consult their healthcare provider. In other words, their doctor, so they can actually, advise professionally. This is not hype. This is wisdom from, years and years and years. I'm not trying to tell you that if you don't take this, you're not going to be able to sleep well. Well, not really. But if you have the ability to take it, you're going to be and see for yourself what is it good about. And those of you who have, people in your family and friends, kids, yourself, your grandparents, your parents, who deal with arthritis or pain in their joints, this is a great product. Now, uh, what is the powerful component or the compound inside? What is it? Let me see. Let's do a test here for those of you who have been taking it. Guess what is the main component of organic black cumin seed oil? It is called thymoquinone. Thymoquinone is responsible for most of the benefits of this oil. Thymoquinone, it's powerful. Let's talk about immunity first, okay? And black cumin seed oil modulates the immune system. It doesn't overstimulate it, it doesn't suppress it, but helps the body intelligently to help with stress and infections. Yes. So if you're dealing with, a cold or a bacterial infection, it might help you, and it might help the antibiotics. There are people who take this as a helper for different conditions, not as they cure, but there are people who just take natural products, like myself, my husband, and our entire family. We try to do all natural products, and maybe that's you, and this will help you as well. It helps the response, helps your body respond intelligently to, these two things that I just mentioned. Reduces chronic inflammation, which is the root of an autoimmune issues and disease, joint pain, fatigue, hormonal imbalance, and brain fog. So if you've ever felt like really tired, it's not a coincidence, because you might have chronic inflammation and you need to work on that. And you don't need our products. You might take them to get your results faster, but you can do things naturally to improve that, which is eating better, which is exercising, sleeping well, and things like that. Unlike many supplements that push the immune system, black cumin seed oil balances it. It's not there to just go and make your body just go on a run for that, but it helps you with frequent infections. I don't know about you, but I used to get a lot of UTIs, which is urinary tract infections. I love this product because it has helped me reduce them. And if you're a woman or a man who is over 60, you know that this is very common. Allergies, it helps you with the allergies, helps you with the inflammatory conditions like the joint imbalance and long-term stress. Now, let's talk about one thing that I think is incredible, which is the hormones, the metabolism, blood sugar. Yes, especially for women over 35, 40, 50 plus. It helps with support the insulin sensitivity. So if you are like me, that are sensible for, the insulin going up, I'm hypoglycemic, and I need to take care of my body, because if I don't, I have a tendency, because of nature, because of my genes, to develop diabetes. So it supports insulin sensitivity. It helps regulate the blood sugar and supports the adrenal function, which is what regulates cortisol, which is the stress hormone. It improves your metabolic health For women, is super important because if you're not able to lose weight after your 30s, after you have a baby, or 40s and 50s, most of the times is related to the lack of proper balance in your hormones. So it helps with PMS. Those of you who are still having your period, which, whenever I'm going to tell you what happens right before we have our period. There are women who have an imbalance, and you know what, sometimes before the period we get angry, or we get like, we get want to cry, or we get emotional, but it's because, not because you're crazy, and not because there's something wrong with you. No, 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 madam. No, my friend. No, my sweet lady. Is because our hormones actually have an imbalance. Why? Because if you are not pregnant, your body is preparing, you ovulate. And then if you ovulate and you don't get pregnant, our body is preparing to hold a pregnancy, which increases, progesterone and, estrogen. But what happens is that when our uterus signals the brain that there is no pregnancy, that there's nothing to protect, automatically, the progesterone goes down. Also the estradiol, which produce dopamine. Dopamine is the happiness hormone. So guess what? You get with no dopamine like from a day to another. So what happens is, sometimes, not all the time, or some women have PMS every single month. I get it, like not every single month, but when I get it, I know, and I am prevented. I take Refine for stress, but also Enhance for the balance of these hormones, because I know that I will eventually get into trouble with somebody, because that's what PMS does. You feel like you want to cry, or you want to find a reason to get into a fight, and that's regularly what happens. Am I wrong, ladies? Let me see. I'm not saying that we're crazy at all, but that's what literally happens sometimes. If you've ever have your period, or you still have your period, just comment here of if you've ever seen this in a friend. Just say yes, no. If it has ever happened to you, just comment here and yes, it has happened to me. Honestly, has happened to me. Anyways, supports you with those things, and I can go on and off with hormones, but it helps you with fatigue, gain, weight gain. It helps you regulate those things. Yes, but let's get into the main thing that I wanted to talk about, which is regeneration. And regeneration is a big part, plays a big part on, inflammation, infections, and things like that, like in the nature of joint health. And today I'm gonna focus on that for a second, because black cumin seed oil might not cure and will not cure you from the lack of having cartilage, the lack of not the lack of cartilage in your body. What is cartilage? Is what connects your joints with the bones. And I'm going to show you a couple of the things here. How is that it can help you or anybody with arthritis? It does not cure it. I'm going to be very, very clear and honest. I'm not here to just say, well, it's going to cure you, you're going to feel better. Well, yes, you will feel better, but it's not going to be immediately. Or like, let me see, I'm gonna start sharing my screen. Let me see if you see it. You see the screen? Yes, you see it, right? All right, you're not gonna be able to see it if you're not on Zoom, but if you're on Zoom, I have a part of my screen here. Do you see it? Yes. All right, so here's a deep science grounded explanation of arthritis and black cumin seed oil that we can just use to educate ourselves. And if you're here on Zoom, if you don't have Zoom or our link, make sure to message me or anybody in the community, or if you're on Instagram and want to be a part of our Zoom call so you can see all the information, let us know so we can give you the link for next week. But As you can see here in the, I'm gonna just pull out, my spotlight. These are our joints. These are the things that you can see here, like a bone. Well, this is bone to bone. There's no cartilage. There's nothing in the world that is going to make your body grow more cartilage. That's not what's happened. But you can see here how this person on the hands, like those of you who are on Zoom, has the arthritis, has the different, the fingers, which are like kind of like just not straight. But what is it good about black cumin seed oil? It actually helps us with reducing inflammation over time. It might not happen the same week, but if you're taking black cumin seed oil, and in other words, enhance, if you're taking enhance, you can see after 2 or 3 weeks how your level of inflammation starts to drop. Now, if you are on corticoids, which is as asteroids or something like that. Estrogen, no, it's not estrogen. I'm very sorry, not a doctor, but like it is called, let me tell you, the dexamethasone and all those things. If you are on these type of medications, it's good, but at the same time, long term, it can damage your liver, your kidneys, your brain, and things like that. If you need it, just continue taking them. I'm not telling you not to take your medication. That's not what I'm saying. But how can black cumin seed oil help you? By reducing pain, by targeting the root. Not that it's a pain medication, it is not, but it helps you with chronic inflammation, with immune deregulation, with oxidative stress, with cartilage breakdown, and poor cellular repair. Now, what type of arthritis matters? Because whenever we have different types of arthritis, one that is tear and wear, cartilage degradation, this is one of the worst types of arthritis, and this is linked to metabolic inflammation, sugar, insulin resistance, and things like that. There's another type of arthritis, which is rheumatoid arthritis, which is linked to autoimmune diseases, high inflammatory cytokines, and actually, systemic inflammation. And you know what? All of these things are linked to insulin resistance. So if you have a friend, parent, or kid, or yourself who are dealing with these things, joint pain, go and consult a physician, go and get tested, go and see how your bones are, get to see how your joints are so you can have an understanding. But if somebody that you know or yourself is already diagnosed, you need to, of course, have a good diet, but more than that, drink a lot of water, get to have the best nutrition you can, move. I'm not saying that you shouldn't move. You need to see what exercises are good for you, because or joints thrive on movement. So the worst thing you can do when somebody has arthritis is stop moving. Now, most people focus on having, steroids, and I'm sorry, I found the word. Yeah, steroids, immune suppressants, or anti-inflammatories. And those things, if you need them, well, go for it. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: the best of the best is natural things, the best of the best. But I'm not a doctor to tell you what to do with your body. Now, those things can reduce inflammation temporarily, but they don't repair the issue. And that is what we're trying to do with black cumin seed oil, because we are not only helping your body to be de-inflamed, but we're helping our gut lining, we're helping the kidneys, the liver, and the cardiovascular system, which are what are the cause of all of those things that happen in our body with inflammation. Now, when we are talking about the thymoquinone, there's one molecule, and I'm going to leave you with this because I don't want to make it too long, that lowers the inflammation and reduces the COX dash 2, which are cytokines. All of these things are components that make your body inflame. So Thymoquinone reduces these components, and it helps you with inflammation, helps you to protect your cartilage. So if you are young and you're working out, you need to be careful. You need to be very careful with your joints and protect them from an early age. If you're in your 40s or 50s, even more. If you're in your 60s, is red alarms. You need to focus on protecting your knees, your spine, your hips, and everything that is related to that, because otherwise when you hit your 70s, God willing, or your 80s, you're not going to be able to move. So what is black cumin seeds have to do with immune system? It helps you with immune regulation and so on and so forth. But the main thing is pain reduction. Whenever you have your body inflamed, but you de-inflame it, you are actually helping yourself to have a better response with inflammation and eventually have better health in your joints. So I'm going to leave you with this. If you want to ask any more questions or ask questions about our products, feel free to reach out. And it's been a pleasure to be with you today. Next week we're gonna have a giveaway. We're gonna be talking about ginkgo and ginseng and what is coming for Nigeria. So